You can actually get Christmas lights for it. Dear God.
We advise guests to please use caution upon exiting the armistice zone, as weapons will once again become active. A reminder that vehicles left unattended on launch platforms will be returned to storage. Space may be lonely, but you don't have to be. Save on resources and expenses. Join the ship share program today and fly together. This station is a proud member of the ship share program, encouraging travelers to save resources and fly together. We kindly ask that guests exit airlocks as soon as it is safe to do so. For your convenience, our automated ship organization system handles storage of all vehicles. To access your craft, consult one of the terminals located throughout the station. Please be considerate and avoid obstructing airlocks. Thank you for your assistance. For our guests' safety, this station has been designated as an armistice zone. All weapons are currently disabled. To prevent traffic, we ask that all arriving pilots use the designated landing areas. Launch platforms are for departing.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
We advise guests, please use caution on exiting the armistice zone.
Hello, Don. So yes, hello, welcome those who are joining. We're going to go and do, well, lots and lots of missions hopefully. We're going to try and do Constantine Hurston's mission. We're going to try and do some downed relay missions hopefully, maybe some bunker clearing. We're just going to go and see what we can do and what's working, what's not. If the freelancers are working properly, apparently they are now, they have shields. So yeah, we're just going to go and see what we can do. Hello, Sloth. We are going to do some missions, lots and lots of missions hopefully. I'm going to try and do whatever is available, so I want to do some maybe some bunker raids and definitely the relay missions, because I do need to do a guide on one of those, but I want to see the different variation in them. I want to do Constantine Hurston's mission if he'll do it. We may end up going back to Crusader, so we can do Wallace Klim's mission. I only had a quick look at that when the PTU was up, so I haven't really done that one either. And that one broke when I tried to do it, so I don't know if it's working properly yet. We shall have to see. There is, whenever there's a new build like this, and you know they have fixed missions for what I can see, there is genuinely a lot to do. So it's nice to be able to have that kind of clean slate to start things again and see what's improved and what's changed. At some point, I don't know if I'm going to use the this footage from the stream for it, but I'm going to redo my is this game playable yet video. I'm going to redo one because that's my most watched video on Star Citizen, and it created a lot of discord, both good and bad, for valid points on both sides. But I think now we're at the point where the game is starting to get that gist of content and the start of the gameplay loops and buying in-game ships and making money in-game, that it's worth revisiting and redoing and adding some new points to the debate. Hello, John. the question. There's Hurston. You can just see a little orange ball starting to appear in the distance there. I'm more than likely not on his server, John. I don't see chat spam for drug runners at the minute. At the minute, Star Citizen's server technology limits the servers to 50 players, and there is a lot of servers running, so odds are I'm nowhere on his server, and if I could, I would go and attack him, because it's quite funny to go and troll the drug runners, even though I do it myself. Owning the drug lab as an organisation when like I'm messing around and doing it with synchronizers is quite fun, but synchronizers has a habit of, we don't tend to like just kill everyone who goes there. We tend to defend it and let people come and buy drugs and stuff and make their own money. We're not a sort of pirate group who go, we are the lords here now and you're not allowed here kind of thing. Oh, King Kongo, he's in sync. I do have him on my friends list, so I probably could hop on his server. However, I imagine it is very, very full, especially if there's a lot of combat going on. They will be drug running because we obviously have a server reset now, so everyone is back to default money and everyone needs to make money, so drug running is still one of the most lucrative ways to do it. Unfortunately, even though lots of the missions now, it's comparable I suppose, because the bunker raid missions from time to time give you 7,000 credits, which is a lot for potentially a few minutes work, comparable to drug running anyway. So, first order of business is to land in Lorville for several reasons, just to have a look at missions, but there's a few bits and bobs I need to pick up from the shop. I need to get a multi-tool, and we need to, well, I want to buy the True Death armor set, because I've become rather partial to it lately, and then we'll see what missions we can do from Hurston's area. If you aren't aware, and you are playing the game, the missions do change depending on what area you're in. So if you're around Hurston, then you'll get the missions for Hurston and Lorville. However, if you're around Crusader, you'll obviously be out of range of Hurston's transmitters, so you won't get the signal for those missions. You'll only have the ones that are local to Crusader and its movements. Hello, Stephen. And yes, I have a Freelancer Max now. I melted my 600i and put it back in my buybacks. Not because they're broken at the minute, but just because the 600i Explorer doesn't really have that much of a use for what I can do with it at the minute, and I can use the credits at the minute. I bought a Freelancer Max and I bought a Hawk with the credits, and I've still got like $400 left over, so it was just a bit more of a bit of a fun purchase, just so I've got a cargo ship like the Max, and I've got the Hawk, which I can run around in, and it is literally like a little planetary run around that's got semi-decent weapons on it, so it's kind of win-win. I'd say it is worth the money, Stephen, but at the minute it's like, you know, if you want the luxury, you know, the nice looking ship, and you love the ship. I do love the ship, I love the design and the aesthetic of it, but at the minute, you know, it can't carry a lot of cargo, it's a bit big, it's cumbersome, it just doesn't have a lot of use for me at the minute. And if I want something pretty, yeah, exactly, I have my Phoenix, which I have no intention to melt at all. I love the Phoenix pieces. So, yeah, like, I don't need two ships kind of serving the same purpose at the minute. I have to admit...
We have a pad that's open.
Ooh, are we getting a pad? There we go. The frame rate around Lorville seems to have improved a lot around the spaceport between the PTU and this build going live. There's no stutters, the frames are very smooth, so they've definitely done some more with object container streaming. Picture perfect.
Landing
I like
complete.
it.
All transports and property while on the planet's surface. Person Security would like to remind all pilots to confirm that any person employees have valid travel licenses before leaving the surface.
Yeah, even in here, in the hangar, the frames just seem a lot better. So they've definitely done something with OCS and given it a bit more oomph and managed to, I don't know, maybe optimise the city tech a lot more. New PTU patch available. Let's have a look at the patch notes whilst we wait for the elevator. It's the bug fixes that are... Oh no! Well, I landed in Hurston, so maybe that's one of the bug fixes. How relevant was that when we opened PTU patch notes? There we go, we're in the Hurston apartments. The elevator apparently on the 600i is fixed, so the 600i is working again. Turrets are apparently behaving. FOIP and VoIP should be properly working now. That's going to make a lot of people happy. Large layers of liquid should no longer appear on planetary surfaces. Oh, so we don't get the waves on moons anymore. Mission markers should now properly populate, and people should now be able to interact with the discs at downed relays. Okay, so maybe that's something that's broken at the minute. Well, this elevator's here. This one isn't a box into the Twilight Zone. Oh, there's the man from the traffic control telling me off because my ship is taking up space. now is giving me my second warning, which means my ship's going to despawn in a minute. Frames around here still wobbly, but they do feel better.
Swing by the New Deal Shipyard for exciting deals on all your favorite brands.
Hopefully as well, for what it's worth, my bitrate is a bit better and you guys have a bit of a clearer picture, because I have basically rebuilt my home network this evening and spent a lot of money on new networking stuff, so I can take full advantage of my internet speeds now, whereas before my router was kind of bottlenecking me a bit. So.
Worker subsidy program with sizable credit advances for guaranteed job placement.
Oh. Oh. That's a different bug. Can I use the terminals at least? That's not good, is it? Maybe something's wrong with the item server again. Okay, we'll try server hop. There's a lot of people on that server. Don't think I can get on it though. Oh, and my game just crashed. Yay! Didn't want me joining that server, obviously. That's the first crash I've had, and I have been playing this for 2-3 hours now, on and off, so can't say that's bad. Considering this is like the preliminary live version, as CIG puts it. Yeah, there's going to be an update sometime in the next few hours, I imagine, if it doesn't come within like the next hour. Yeah, definitely can't get on that sync server, it's a bit busy. It'll be a soft one, JD. There's a new PTU build just gone live. I'll link the patch notes 1 second. There we go. Hopefully they'll fix the Max. What's wrong with the Freelancer Max? I've just flown one to Lorville and didn't have any problems with it. No exterior lights. Oh, okay. When I was being cheeky and having a quick play at work, on my laptop, I flew the Hawk to Shubin, and it was in the night, and the exterior lights on the Hawk are piss poor compared to a lot of other ships, I noticed. They did nothing. I flew it to Covalex as well, to do the PI mission. I always do the PI mission when there's a fresh server wipe to sort of get a bit of mission reputation, because it takes like 2 minutes, and the lights to try and light up the Covalex station just did nothing.
finally ready to take the plunge on a used ship? Swing by the New Deal Shipyard for exciting deals on all your favorite brands. Lorville is our city. Take pride in its appearance. Clean up after yourself.
Hello there.
Who there? Someone just subbing? There's no items in the store here either. Let's just have a look in those notes and see if that's in the patch notes. No, so there's nothing in the notes. This must be just the item server that's balked again. Let's see if we can do some missions in the meantime. There isn't even a lot of missions on this server. That's a bit of a shame. I don't really want to hop onto PTU at the minute because I fear it'll be a bit unstable. Let me just try Clovis.
Take pride in its appearance. Clean up after yourself. In it for the long haul? Ask about Hurston's Worker Subsidy Program for sizable credit advances for guaranteed job placement. Be sure to check the current atmospheric conditions before you leave.
Well, at least Clovis is here.
Apologies. The air is especially dreadful today. Still alive, I think. Hello, welcome to Reclamation and Disposal. My name is Clovis Darnley. Wonderful to meet you. And, how may I help you?
Let's see if he actually offers his mission now, or we have to wait for it.
Let me think. Well, I'm loath to dash your hopes, but the job well seems to have run dry for the moment.
Yeah, so he's like Wallace and Rekka, then we have to wait for him to actually offer it, which is a bit of a bummer, but... Ooh, that's the close one. Okay, so we can have a bit of fun doing this one.
Report any criminal activity immediately to Hurston Security.
So is it daytime? Yes, it's daytime. Good.
Be the pride of your community. Join the civilian constable services today. Why not consider calling Lorville home? Residences are available at all price points.
I know, Creature. We've just been looking through the patch notes for it. I don't want to jump onto it at the minute because I imagine with people trying to cram it and it just going out, it'll be unstable, and I would rather have a go on this and go through some missions whilst we know it has at least, you know, the modicum of stability, rather than just make you guys sit through a crash fest whilst I'm constantly loading in and out of Lorville. So I want to show you guys gameplay and not, I want to go here, I want to go to perimeter, not spaceport. I'm on autopilot. Too used to getting to the spaceport.
Welcome to Metro Center. Transfers to the perimeter, spaceport, and industry line.
Well, gate 3.
Platform edge when train is approaching.
Oh, it's here. Quick, 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 quick. So yeah, we've got a bunker raid mission. I'm going to go and do a bunker raid with the derpy AI.
Do not block doors. Next stop, Lorville City Gates.
Yeah, there is that, Stephen. They might spring something on us though, you never know. I did see, I'm not sure how you get it yet, but the bull helmet that's got the horns on it, you can actually get the decorative lights for it as a flare item, which I think is fucking hilarious. I need to look into how you find that and pick that up. I don't know if you get it as a reward from a holiday mission. Oh, is it? The more you know. Must just be because of that flare thing. I assume it's just a holiday item that we all get given, is it? I'll have another look when the train stops. We've got a few seconds.
Now arriving, Lorville City Gates. Please watch your step when
Oh,
disembarking
okay,
the train.
holiday butcher. I didn't actually look, so thank you for pointing me in the right direction.
Reserve the right to search travelers at any time.
It's quite funny. It explains why I saw a guy in the new RSI noob suit with just that helmet on, if he was just running around wearing that then.
Trespassing or attempting to trespass is a serious and dangerous offense. The use of weapons within Lorville is strictly prohibited. Your safety is paramount to us.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Hurston Dynamics is hiring.
Okay, so we could be generic and just fly over there, but that's boring, so we're going to drive over there.
Transporting passengers without proper travel visas is a serious offense. Check their papers before taking them on board. Customer service is just as important as your safety. Person security wants to hear about your travel experience.
And I don't normally, or rather I don't get the opportunity to use my Tumbril to actually do a mission with all that often. Ooh. If I had to choose, would I pick the Tumbril or the Ursa? Tumbril every single time, because I like the Tumbril. Ursa, I'm sure, will have its uses, especially when it comes to exploration, but right now there is no exploration, it's just fun, and the Tumbril is a lot more fun than the Ursa is. I would say beforehand, of course, that the Ursa has the advantage of a gun, but no longer, because the Tumbrils have guns as well, and they also have missiles and EMP, and, you know, depending who's driving them. Me, I'm just boring, and I like the fast one, which is why I'm in the racing one. Well, why I own the racing one here. I don't know about that, JD. It depends. I don't know if when you place boxes down, if you just drop them, I assume then, yeah, they still just apply to physics and stuff. But if you place them properly on something that's got like a gravity plate on it, whether it would still fall out. I've never tried it. Oh, that was a bit random. Okay, so I didn't know that, so the more you know. I imagine the Ursa would do the same though, and the Ursa tends to have sort of a very buggy interior, I've noticed. I imagine boxes would, you know, fall through the floor and glitch out. back out the hills and over open country again. I'm being very cavalier with this cyclone. It's just going to be inevitable at some point. I'm probably going to roll the fucking thing. Oh. That's not good. For what it's worth, this car doesn't seem to give a shit about physics, and the Cyclones do seem to be able to drive up ridiculous kind of slopes. Yeah, they do need an auto writer. Oh. I've never yet managed to break a wheel off this variant of the Cyclone yet, so it'll be interesting to see if we do that before we get there. That's just like a purpose-made jump. There we go. Oh. Ugh. No! Oh! I knew that was going to happen. Don't think we'll be able to ride this thing. Okay, so sometimes just powering it down can right it, as you see it sort of flip there. A little bit. Come on, little car, you know you want to. There we go, look at that, see? It wants to get there. Finding a sort of safe route along this terrain is awful. The last time I did this, it was in the Nox. My cat just sneezed. I don't know if you heard that. Oh, don't flip again. There we go. Chan Rabbit, you just bought the game and rig to run it tomorrow. Okay. So does that mean you're building the rig tomorrow, or you're actually just going to play it tomorrow? Either way, welcome. Your addiction kind of starts here, because you will get one ship and then you'll be like, oh, that shit looks good, I'll just have a go with that one, and then you want to buy it, and so on and so on. It's a deep rabbit hole, unfortunately. Oh, not again! Ah! There we go. I think I've found the trick to sort of fixing these things now. You're playing tomorrow, okay. Well, if you have any questions, then feel free to ask. I will answer, and I'm sure there's some knowledgeable people in chat as well who know a lot about the game. Most likely other aspects of it that I do not. I imagine you're already well aware that if you're starting to play the game tomorrow, then your weekend is already over, technically. Mustang Alpha. Okay, good choice. It's a nice ship. And say if you're going to go for ships after that, then your next kind of progression is likely going to be a Avenger Titan. For cargo and stuff, if that's what you're looking to do. Yes, there's no holiday, or rather, no, there is no holiday live stream this year. They're not doing a holiday live stream. I would say the guys at CIG are already going above and beyond, because technically they are not in the office right now. The 20th, so yesterday, was their last day in office before they broke up for Christmas. Yet, as we have just seen, they are still dumping PTU patches out to get fixes done, which is pretty crazy, because I haven't broken up for Christmas yet. I don't finish for work until the end of Monday, so I certainly wouldn't be going back to my job and trying to do things just before Christmas, so all credit to them for doing it. So no, I don't think there's going to be a live stream. Well, they confirmed there's not a live stream. They may still spring something on us, so you never know, there might be some kind of random concept sale or something that comes up as a surprise. You know, we've already got little things, bits and bobs that we've seen, like the funny bull helm with Christmas lights on it, so who knows. Is the subscription worth it? What do you get? I would say, at the minute, no. Because there isn't really a lot that you get. If you subscribe now, you'll get some REC, some REC, which is another currency that you can't really do a lot with at the minute. Unless you want to rent ships in Arena Commander. You do get subscriber Flare, which is a piece this month of armour, as it has been for the past few months. And it finishes off the armour sets. So if we get to the bunker, I'll show you the armour sets. But the only sort of niche that you can do if you do subscribe is that you can pay more money to pick up the stuff that subscribers have been able to get in the past. So you'll be able to buy the complete armour set if you want, but it won't be cheap. And you can pick up the subscriber weapon variants as well, so the personal weapons that we've had, like the energy shotgun and the energy sniper rifle, and pistols. So yeah, it swings and roundabouts. It depends what you're kind of wanting out of it, you know. I've been subscribing on and off because I wanted to pick up the armor sets and I like the weapons, but it's not to everyone's tastes, you know. Some people want to spend money on the game, others just want to buy something like what you've done, which is the alpha, and leave it at that. So it's entirely up to you. You do get the monthly loan ship as well. JD's right. So every month you get a ship that you can fly every month, all month. So I think this month it's still the Hammerhead. I may be wrong. So yeah, you know, if you don't want to spend $800 to buy a Hammerhead, yet you want to fly one, then until the end of December, then you'll be able to fly a Hammerhead, and then on the 1st of January it changes to something else. Oh, not the rock! Ah! No, we still have all 4 wheels. I'm stunned that that didn't take a wheel off. "28 kilometers, we're getting closer." It's still a Hammerhead, yeah, so, you know, it's down to you. If you buy the first tier subscriber, then you get 1 piece of subscriber flare, and you get the REC, the REC stipend, and then you get the monthly loaner ship as well. If you buy the higher tier, you get 2 pieces of armour, so 1 is red and 1 is blue this month, and it's a chest piece, and you get more REC if you do the Imperator tier, and then you also get 2 ships, but for whatever reason CIG has never changed the 2nd ship, so you'll get the Hammerhead, and the ship that you always get from the Imperator tier is the Scythe, so the Vandal Scythe alien like fighter. Good ship, fun ship to fly, fun ship to kill things with, but if you've been Imperator a few times, however you want to pronounce it, then it can get a bit boring and samey. So lots of people just tend to subscribe because they want to build up their REC, or they want to get, you know, the 2nd piece of armour that month. We've got to be careful about going down here. Oh, that came out of nowhere. No, we can't drive through that cactus apparently. It's a bit like Grand Theft Auto 5. You can drive through some trees and then others are just made of like adamantium and you can't drive through them. Or they're just floating, like that one is there. I'd be interested to see 1 month if the loaners are like ground vehicles. So for like they may give us like the variants of the Dragonfly or the variants of all the Noxes, you know, or in the future like the Origin X1 or maybe a couple of variants of the Cyclone, you know. Might be a nice twist to things as opposed to just giving people the same ships all over again. Oh, there's a ship on the hood over there. So it looks like I'm not the only one who's going to this bunker. The Drake Corsair ship. Yeah, I hear Board talking about that one a lot and he seems very enthusiastic about it, but I don't actually know what it is. It's an alternative to the Constellation. Okay. I have to admit I'm rather fond of the Constellation, not so much the cargo ones, but I do love my Phoenix to bits, so might be worth having a look at, but being Drake, it's not going to be some kind of luxury RV kind of ship, is it? Drake is essentially the aluminium that was reclaimed from other ships being held together with pieces of duct tape and some engines strapped on it. Yeah, October was the full range of Avengers, you're right. You've got all of them to play with. So if they do something like that, you know, maybe even if it's just starships, like, you know, all of the Auroras or something like that. I quite like the Aurora, the luxury one, because it's got a lot of guns and it's kind of a nice red colour, kind of like this Cyclone is. But you never seem to see it for sale or anything. Oh, there's a bit of a bumpy rock. They didn't put it on sale during the anniversary sale, I noticed. You couldn't pick up the luxury variant of the Aurora. So yeah, you can buy it in-game, which is handy, but it's still expensive. Jabba's sail barge. That's what the luxury variant of the Drake Corsair would be. I could see CIG doing that, it's quite funny. Oh no! Whoa, I thought it was going to roll again then. Some of these rocks, man, they're brutal. Massive game. Is that just because you've been watching me drive this distance, Moon? I mean, this was a 59-kilometer drive, and we've still got about 20 kilometers to go. I mean, the planet's diameter is what, 2,000 kilometers? This ain't a little rock by any measure of the imagination when you're trying to get across it. Everything's a bit smaller when you're above it in a spaceship, unfortunately. It's only when you get into something like a Cyclone and try and drive, you know, cross-country somewhere that you kind of appreciate the scale a bit more. Not to mention the biomes and, you know, the topography of the mountains and everything that's in your way, like rocks, as you've blatantly seen over this distance that I've been driving. Although, to its credit, this Cyclone is taking a hell of a beating, considering I rolled it twice and we haven't lost wheels yet. See, if I'd done this journey on a Nox, on the Nox I have, it would have been a lot quicker, but it wouldn't have been as fun. What do I think about the quantum drive change to smaller ships? The drive's overheating on the way to Hurston. I can see why it's annoying if you're like the new chap who only just bought his Mustang, because it's your only way to get to Hurston and you have to do it in a lot of jumps. But I think it's a valid change. Having a quantum drive in a ship should not be the be-all and end-all of travelling through a system. Larger ships will have larger quantum drive. This makes perfect sense. It's not that they remain planet and moon locked, it's that if an area is inhabited well, then it's got the infrastructure so that you can get refueled and everything there. If you're going out into, you know, the very frontier of space where areas are being explored, then yeah, potentially you could be in trouble. But then that's why we have the refuel ships, and when you get ships like, not essentially the Mustang, but things like the Hawk and, you know, all these fighter ships, so like the Gladius and the Arrow especially, and, you know, the Hornet, they do have their small drives, and they are meant to be based out of other things. Like the Arrow is a carrier fighter. It's meant to be in something like a Javelin or an Idris that has the infrastructure to support it and refuel it. It's not meant to be, you know, a frontier space fighter that can go everywhere and, you know, not have to worry about those kind of things. Wow, look at this plane. Hopefully we get some speed up going along here and not smash into a rock and lose wheel. When I did the video a while back on the quantum drive changes, I was very much approving of the change. Like, it needs tweaking, it will need tweaking and balancing like everything else in the game to make it a sort of, you know, not too grindy approach to travelling everywhere, but at the same time, little ships are only going to have little drives, you know. It's like driving this Cyclone here. Yes, it's taking me a long time to drive to this bunker, but this Cyclone would not have the fuel to get around the entirety of Hurston. That's just insane, and it's the same kind of logic that applies. Like, an Anvil Arrow will not have the quantum fuel to get from one end of the Stanton system to the other, because it's only got a little quantum drive, and it's only got you know, a small fuel tank. I wonder if the turrets that are at this base will try and shoot my Cyclone as it approaches. An interesting thing to see, won't it? Almost there now. $9,000 meters. Oh, that's a cliff edge. Probably not best to jump off that. There's another one of these weird things. I've seen a few of these when I've been travelling, and I wonder what they are. These like semi-container things here, and these what look like radio relays. There's no structures here. I mean, it could just be a waste zone, is what I was thinking about it before, because of these pools. But yeah. Am I more interested in ArcCorp or Microtech? I don't know really. Probably Microtech, because I'm more of an explorer, and ArcCorp is just going to be one giant city, whereas Microtech has those really cool looking tundra biomes that we're going to see. So like the almost like the boreal sort of biomes with all the conifers and everything. I think they'll be really cool to go and explore and make many more wallpaper worthy screenshots with, kind of like the savanna biomes are on Hurston. There's definitely a ship here. Oh, fuck. I wasn't anticipating that. Ooh, oh, come on, you can land the right way up. Oh, this is like Elite Dangerous. Okay, we've stopped. Can we get this thing to flip again? Would help if it doesn't keep sliding down the mountain, but I guess I can't really control that. Oh my god! I'm stunned by how many times this thing's righted itself. How far? 6,000 meters. I just have to be so careful because this is like a vertical slope. So this is driving into what just looks like the edge of an acidic biome. So we've been through quite a few of them so far, like the scrap biomes and the mesas. Haven't been through a savanna. These must be waist size. Oh, nearly beached it then. I don't think he'll blow me up. For all we know, the person who's in it probably isn't even in the ship anymore. More a case of if they're in the bunker and they'll blow me away when I take the lift down. I don't think the pirates or the FPS AI NPCs will spawn until I get there. So he may be doing the same sort of mission as well. No, 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 no! How did I manage that? It would be nice if the car stopped spinning. May have finally overcooked it. Oh. Why is it spinning? Stop doing a retarded ballet dance. It's like it's kind of balanced on one wheel. How strange is that? see if it behaves itself if I get out. No, back that way. Well, it's on its roof, which means it'll roll. I'm almost there now. Is that the passenger seat? Yeah, it is. There we go! Like magic. You just have to persevere, you see? I didn't want to hit the rock. Just have to be as stubborn and pedantic as I am, and then it all comes together. It would help if I was driving in the right direction as well. I can't see the ship anymore. Oh, then again, spoke too soon. Oh fuck, yeah, so that thing is shooting at me. There's a ship. That's Cutlass. Put this thing into slug mode. Okay, so before anyone worries, the guns only shoot ships. They don't shoot people. So don't need to worry about that. So here's one of them here. I'll go and stand in front of it like an idiot, so you'll see. I wonder how many shots it'll take before they explode. Two. Okay. The more you know. Four hostiles, so it looks as though somebody has already been in here. I wonder if he got gimped. It looks as though he's already still down here as well, because the lift's down there. No Tron, I don't get sweaty palms. If anything, the potential of an enemy player in here is... well, hostiles are only 1 out of 8, so yeah, there is definitely someone in here. I reckon it's that guy there. Oh, fine. Wow. Wow, how rude! I'm blown away. This is the Daisy mentality carrying over to Star Citizen. Oh well, right then. It just means I need to go back to Olisar and buy another shotgun, which is more annoying. Have we got any other missions on this server? That's more important. Time for action, real criminal justice. No. So this server was a bit of a dud with missions anyway. What makes me laugh more at the minute about people who are doing things like that is if you kill people or if you blow ships up, then it gives you a crime stat. And not only does it give you a crime stat, but it lowers your... It's kind of like a hidden reputation. So for some missions to appear, or for like the next chain of them to appear, then you have to raise your reputation. So it's kind of just like quest change, you know, wow. If you don't have the certain reputation to get it, then they won't appear. And if you're killing people, you're lowering reputation for certain people. So you won't have people contacting you for missions. So people who do things like that are essentially shooting themselves in the foot and kind of cock-blocking themselves for doing potential new content, like some of the missions, you know? You've gone mad. No, it's just a game, Tron. I don't get angry at video games anymore. I don't play those kinds of video games that make me angry. Like, I've never played MOBAs, like League of Legends, and, you know, I did FPS tournaments and things like Counter-Strike years and years ago. Just, I don't have the energy to waste over getting angry on video games. The most I'll get frustrated at is like silly things like melee kills in Holdfast, because melee is just broken to shit in Holdfast. In Star Citizen, it's all an alpha. There's no kind of repercussions apart from what I just mentioned, the potential of kind of, you know, losing the ability to do the new content, but that's people's prerogative and that's down to them. For what it's worth though, no, I'm not a very emotional person. I am very, what's the word? I would say pessimistic, but more kind of stoic. I'm not a very emotional person. Yes, I'm very zen. I'm more annoyed that not more annoyed that I died after that journey, but I'm more annoyed that I was carrying my shotgun, so I've lost my shotgun, which means I have to go and buy a new one now. But that means going back to Olisar, and I can't be bothered to do that in a minute. Right, let's see if this server has some more missions that I can do. You see, this has only got those ones as well. So, again, I'm wondering if I have to do other missions to unlock, like Constantine Hurston, you know? Because we can't see Hurston's missions here. We'll try one more server jump and see if that gives us some missions. If we don't get Lorville missions in this one, then we will make our way back to Crusader, because I know that Rekko's ones and Wallace Klim's, who I do want to go and try. Oh, we'll try Kaboom's server. I do want to go and try Wallace Klim's mission, because his is like a drug running mission that sounds quite fun. The more fun and important thing from that journey was just having fun in the Cyclone. I've done bunker clear missions. It was just a little bit of money from bunker clear missions. I wouldn't have gotten that much more from that. I had more fun travelling that distance in the Cyclone. I'm more interested on this side in doing a like a satellite relay mission. Okay, there's a lot of missions here, so we may have a bit of luck. No? Ah, appointment! Oh, that's from Rekko. Which is strange, because Rekko's mission normally doesn't appear in Lorville. Okay, well, we'll make our way back to Crusader. Yeah, the Cyclone does have like a self-right mechanism thing with that powering down and powering up again, but as you saw, it's a bit hit and miss. You kind of have to be all the way over onto its roof for it to work. We'll see if the store here is populated with items again before we leave.
Why not consider calling Lorville home? Residences are available at all price points. See a habitation rep for details.
When I was playing at work today, when I had a bit of free time at work, the patch had just gone live obviously last night, and I jumped into a server to go and do the PI mission at Coolermaster, and I took the Hawk to get there, parked the Hawk outside, as you do, went inside, started doing all the data gathering and stuff to get the information and unlock the secure room, and finished it. And as I went back outside, someone had blown up my Hawk outside the station, so I opened up in chat and I said, which mongoloid on this server just blew up my Hawk outside? And there was no answer, but there was a dude in an Avenger. Ooh, items, good stuff. And the Avenger pilot stopped in front of me, and there was a guy from CIG on the server, and the Avenger pilot shot me in his Avenger so that I died, and then his Avenger exploded. The CIG guy said, "I don't appreciate people killing just for no reason." It was quite funny. I can't remember what his name was. I think it was Joel something CIG. So if he does see this, he was a fucking hero during my dinner hour at work. Okay, well, we managed to pick up the armor set up at least. And we have our multi-tool for when we do get one of the relay missions. Good stuff. Right, let's get back in out. Oh, why has it not appeared? It's doing that funny render trick again. Oh, there we go, now it's appeared. There we go. We'll go and get the freelancer back out and make our way back to Crusader. See if we can get Wallace Glim's mission to pop up on the Mobilas. No, it would have been funny if it was some kind of like Thunderbolt thing. The Avenger just exploded out of nowhere as if the guy had self-destructed it, and then when I woke up back, as I was waking up in Olisar, he just said in the chat, "I don't appreciate people being killed for no reason."
Hiring in multiple departments. If credits are tight, we even offer a credit advance for new qualified employees. See your local recruiter for details. Welcome to Metro Center. Transfers to the perimeter, spaceport, and industry lines. Be considerate to your fellow travelers.
That one's
Do
got a
not
long
lock
wait.
doors.
This one's a bit quicker.
Now arriving from Tisa Spaceport. Stand by and let passengers disembark before boarding. Step away from the platform edge when train is approaching. Now arriving from TISA Spaceport. Stand by and let passengers disembark before boarding. Be considerate to your fellow travelers. Do not block doors. Trespassing or attempting to trespass on train tracks is a serious and dangerous offense. Hurston Security reserves the right to search travelers at any time.
There's an ethical drug argument going on in chat.
TISA Spaceport. Now arriving, TISA Spaceport. Please watch your step when disembarking the train. Be considerate to your fellow travelers. Do not block doors.
The frame rate is definitely a lot better improved around the spaceport at the minute. So something definitely did happen with OCS.
Do not accept any Hurston employees as passengers without valid travel papers.
Come on, game, spawn my ship. There we go. Apparently VoIP and VoIP is working very well in the PTU patch. I'm hearing good things. It's going to make a lot of people happy. Oh, the failure to report guys forever ranting about Star Citizen. The failure to report guy,
You are cleared for liftoff.
his mainstay of content is sort of giving his opinions about what CIG is doing wrong. But everyone is entitled to their opinion. I'm not going to contest that fact, but he seems to be forever bemoaning the fact he spent thousands of pounds pledging to the game, and then bemoaning about the fact that he spent thousands of pounds pledging to the game and has nothing for it.
Hurston Dynamics
Which
thanks
is,
you.
You know, it's... you can't have it both ways. What am I aiming to do with the channel? If I'm honest, Tron, I don't know. I started doing this, as I've said in the videos, or I've, you know, thanked people for subscribing. I just started doing this for shits and giggles because I really like this game. I do genuinely believe it has a future, and I like playing with, you know, the Synchronizers guys and other people. If my channel grows and I get the growth from it, and I can make, you know, kind of board gamer levels of income where I can start doing it a bit more competitively and, you know, mainstreamy, then that's cool. If not, I will just continue to troll people and have fun doing it, you know? I don't stream this for the sheer fact of I want to stream because I want 250 people minimum watching me and, you know, 2,000 clicks per minute or something like that. No, that's just analytics and it's just bollocks. I was never any good at maths anyway. It's more a case of I am just doing it for fun because I enjoy it and people are enjoying the stuff that I make, and, you know, I can stream, play the game, play the new content with you guys watching, so you guys can ask questions if you want, and then later on I'll just download the stream and I can make content from that that's relevant and has guides, or, you know, playthroughs of certain areas like the bunker mission, or just driving Tumbril as we did across country, you know? Something that I hope people will find interesting. If they watch it, they watch it. If they don't, they can go watch something else. That's the brilliance of YouTube. But mine, for what it's worth, like, I'm not trying to emulate Board, or, you know, Noobify by doing news and keeping up with the latest haps of what's going on with the roadmap and all that kind of stuff, you know, and calling all devs. And I'm not going to say, oh, Star Citizen is going to be fantastic because in X amount of months we're going to have Titan armor, or, you know, late 2020 we're going to have Squadron 42. I'm more interested in what's going on right now, so what we have to play with now and what we can do now. That's why I do those guides and those videos showing, you know, going into the bunkers and shooting things, or I make guides on how to get to the drug lab or to the Javelin wreck, because we can do that now and we don't have to wait for it. It was a bit long-winded for an answer. I apologise. I keep saying that you know, the money that I was lucky enough to be able to get my channel monetized long before YouTube started implementing its draconian rules, because I've had this channel for years and years and years. I just never did anything with it apart from the ye olde Minecraft stuff with Jesse Cox's community long ago, if any of you have been investigative and delved into that rabbit hole. But so I was able to monetize my stuff pretty early on, and you know, the few pennies that I have cobbled together from it's just going into a kitty to upgrade the computer. You know, I'm not actively looking to build a career from it. So, and I am trying to save other money to get a decent computer and, you know, build this something for the future with this. But as I said earlier on in the stream, I just went out and bought a entire new home networking solution, so that blew a lot of money away because my router was fucked. I had such a terrible connection for the past couple of weeks. I did buy the Freelancer Max for giggles with the credit I had, but I have to say it is growing on me as a ship. And I still don't like the look of the engines from the front. They do look ridiculous and unnecessary. But it is definitely growing on me as a ship. I suppose it will once I get bored of doing missions over and over and I start doing cargo running more, then it will find its niche, but hell yeah, go and buy a Prospector with mission stuff. It's a goal to set yourself. Need an orbital marker. 4, not that one apparently. There we go. A little bit of quality drop probably became because there wasn't a lot going on screen when I was leaving the atmosphere. Well, it depends what you want to do. Upgrading to a 300 is something that I will hardly improve because I'm an Origin fanboy, and I definitely think it's a decent upgrade from a Mustang. If you have a Mustang Beta because you want to do exploring, then you will want to buy the 315 because that will be the Explorer Pathfinder variant, similar to your Mustang Beta right now. Whereas the 300 is just the 300, so it's like a luxury sort of jack of all trades, master of fuck all ship, and the 325 is the more combat intensive ship, so it's an interceptor. If you want one that can do sort of a little bit of everything, then I'll probably recommend going with the 315 because it's the Explorer one, so it'll have a bit more distance when you want to jump to places. It'll still have cargo space, it'll still have guns, and you can always switch the loadouts anyway. The 325 will have improved firepower, but you need to remember that you can change components on ships, so you can go around even now into like Dumpers Depot at Grimhex's places, and you can buy different, you know, shield generators and weapons. You will be able to change the loadouts. The shields in the Freelancer weren't working when it initially launched, but as you can see, the shields on my Freelancer Max are now fully functional. There was a thing people were saying you couldn't lock it, so yeah, it looks like there's the options to lock it and unlock it have kind of disappeared. Maybe that's not still working, but it definitely has shields now. What's my opinion on Squadron 42 2020? I don't know really. I have been following Squadron 42, but not as much as I've been following Star Citizen, and I know it's still going to take a long time to make, and it's just a case of waiting really, isn't it? The investment thing doesn't really bother me. I know that CIG is doing pretty well on its own, you know, they're still making money from things like the ship sales and concept sales, and the anniversary just went by and they made a ridiculous amount of money off that anyway. It's the investment thing is just, you know, another drop in the pond for them, isn't it? It enables them to carry on with the project, that's the main thing. You know, it gives them a little bit of extra reinforcement to do things. The fact that they've sold shares to someone isn't really that big of a deal. You know, it's not like they've done a Blizzard and gone to Activision and said, here is our company, please buy it. So it's not doom and gloom, it's just another sort of way of reinforcing and getting a bit more backing to carry on doing what they want. Sorry if my mouse is jittering, my cat won't leave me alone. I'm going to dispose of him. Yes, the 300i rework is looking very tidy. I will be picking up one of them when they come out with the next patch. For the longest time I had the concept of the 100 series, so I had the... which one was the cargo one? I think it was the 135C, wasn't it? Was the cargo one? And I melted it a while ago because I realised they may as well just pick up one of the 300 series when they get reworked and use that instead. Yeah, they're nowhere near... CIG are nowhere near the realms of having to go to another publisher or anything, you know. As Bald was saying in his stream earlier on, we were kind of expecting, you know, the naysayers to all come out of the woodwork again and said, oh, CIG's running out of money, they've got no money left, so they're having to sell their company off. And, well, no, they're not. And to be fair, people have been pretty quiet about it, so it's just business. They said, you know, oh, we have the opportunity for a bit of investment. Someone's interested in investing, and it's not that much, but it gives us a little bit more financial security in the long run. They got nothing to lose, have they? And everything to gain from it, so... The upcoming Reliant ships and the core rework. I like the Reliant because, like the Hawk, it's an unusual ship, but Jesus Christ is it awful to play with. And I don't mean that in a, like, it's a bad ship kind of way, but it just seems to be made of tissue paper currently. And trying to use it in combat for anything, it just gets taken to pieces in seconds. So it was good that they reworked it and they sorted out the rear, because that was a problem. But they need to make it stronger. It's kind of like the Car2Al at the minute. It's kind of, you know, the core has the extra benefit of you can do cargo running in at the minute, whereas the Car2Al, which is one of my favourite ships, is just useless at genuinely everything right now, apart from looking cool. So, yeah. As for the variants, the News Van one obviously has me interested as a content creator, but the others I haven't really paid that much attention to.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay. Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
I'm not saying that, as I said, I know that sounded really, really fucking negative because I just read that you were thinking about buying one. I'm not saying that they're a bad ship. If it's like you want to do multi-screw with them because you've got a friend, they're a fun one to use because it's a bit of a different variant from, you know, just having someone sat next to you, because it does the cool rotatey thing. And they do look like a cool, unusual ship. It's just, don't expect them to last very long in a fight if you intend to take one into a firefight. They're like lots of other ships in this game at the minute. They have their niche, and combat isn't one of them. Right, let's see what we got. See, there's not a lot of missions on this one either, which is a bit disappointing. A metric fuck ton of delivery missions. Let's do one of the holiday ones for giggles.
We advise guests, please use caution upon exiting the armistice zone, as weapons will once again become active.
Holiday delivery. Where's the pickup point?
To prevent traffic, we ask that all arriving pilots use the designated landing areas. Launch platforms are for departing ships only.
There we go. Oh, it's right on all the other struts, that's annoying. Yeah, when things get balanced, you know, the core could become very reliable, and it might have a lot of armour, or it might have very strong shields. I fear, well, I don't fear, I figure, that's the word I was looking for. Jesus Christ, it's been a long week. I figure that it's similar to the Cartual in that, because of its size and its engines, it'll be a lot more manoeuvrable than it will be durable. So it will be able to dip in and out of combat quickly, you know, like a kind of hit and run strike fighter, as opposed to a brawler like a Hornet, you know, something along those lines. Yes, the new flight model is going to be interesting, isn't it? Something to look forward to for a lot of people, especially the combat pilots. Let's yank a random ship out just to get my max back on a pad over here.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Space may be lonely, but you don't have to be. Save on resources and expenses. Join the ship share program today.
It's taking ages to draw out ships.
A reminder that vehicles left unattended on launch platforms will be returned to storage.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
To prevent traffic, we ask that all
Anytime today.
use the designated landing areas. Launch platforms are for departing ships only.
Anytime today.
Unfortunately,
What?
our automated system is unable to access that ship at this time. We
Oh, there it is.
apologize for any
It did draw it out, it just didn't want to do it on the
Please try
computer.
again later, or select a different ship.
Pick up. Oh, we get a golden present this time. So in case anybody hasn't seen, this is the little Christmas mission that they put in for jokes. So in Halloween you had a mission to take a pumpkin, whereas during the holiday season you get to go and deliver a Christmas present. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't want me to put it in a Colex terminal, so this time I can throw it at one of the administrators' faces. Can we actually throw this one? Yeah, yes we can. Of course, it's just dwarfed in this giant cargo hold inside the Max. This one's going to Yella. If you don't have to throw it down a chimney. Oh, if only we could. It's filled with coal. Knowing the mentality of most of the Star Citizen players, especially when it comes to synchronizers, it's probably full of fucking Widow. It's in the dark side, which will test if the Max's lights are still broken, because I don't know. People were saying that they were. It was one of the bugs with the freelancers. So we shall see. I can't see anything lighting up on the front, so yeah, it looks like the lights still might be balked. Some of those really strange water effects rolling over the terrain that you just might be able to see underneath. It's like something from the upside down is crawling across the surface of Yella. Yeah, no lights. So the lights on the Max still aren't working. It still is something quite funny about like being some kind of interstellar Santa running around with presents. Something tells me the delivery drop-off isn't outside. I wonder if this one was borked. See if we can turn it into the admin dude or the Colex terminal inside. No dude here. Normally you'd put it on the shelf around here. Use. There we go. No admin guide to throw it out, that's a shame. Contract complete. Not a great deal of money, but it was more than what we used to get in the older patches. You know, kind of wanted to go up to one of the admins and say like, Khajiit has presents if you have the coin, kind of thing. Back into the broken alpha. There we go. Animations. Just lots of delivery missions. No, fortunately not. Bit of a shame. Okay, how long have we been going? Been going just over 2 hours, so I'm gonna call it for a bit here, and I will likely make a video before I go to bed, because there is so much to make a video about at the minute. There's all the new stuff. There's the Squadron 42 roadmap, as we discussed. There's the potential of the is this game potentially playable now to go through. I've got so much like ideas for content to do this weekend, but I did just want to get some kind of like stream / gameplay out for you guys, because I know I haven't done a video over the past few days since the sort of the PTU content stuff dried up. But hopefully we will see a little fix coming out later on tonight. God bless the CIG guys for working long past since they were meant to have stopped for the holidays, and we'll see if that improves things for tomorrow and fixes some more of the bugs. So thank you for watching, and thank you for sticking with me, and I will likely bring you something else later on tonight. So thank you. Enjoy your weekend if you don't watch any more live streams or anything, and I'll see you all later on.